The gala hall shimmered with chandeliers, a sea of gowns and tuxedos sparkling with wealth and power. Among the crowd, 10-year-old Amara clutched her father's hand tightly. Her father, David Cole, was a self-made billionaire and CEO of one of the fastest-growing tech companies in the world. But tonight, it wasn't his wealth or success that drew attention. It was the color of his skin, and more painfully, the way his daughter was treated. As they moved through the crowd, the Sterling family, the old money billionaires hosting the gala, watched with sly smiles. Their son, no older than Amara, leaned over to whisper, loud enough for others to hear, "Look, Dad, she doesn't even belong here. She's nothing like us." The mother chuckled, adjusting her diamond necklace. "Money can't buy class, David," she said smoothly, her eyes resting on Amara with a coldness that cut deeper than words. Guests nearby shifted uncomfortably, pretending not to hear, but the humiliation hung heavy in the air. David's jaw tightened. He was used to racism masked in politeness, but when their cruelty landed on his daughter, it pierced like a dagger. Amara looked down, her small shoulders trembling. He crouched beside her, whispering softly, "Don't let their words tell you who you are. You shine brighter than any of this." Seconds later, the Sterling patriarch rose to make an announcement. With arrogance dripping from his voice, he declared that their family had just secured a $750 million merger with David's company. Cameras flashed, the press leaned in, and champagne glasses were lifted. But David didn't raise his glass. He stood tall, every eye turning toward him as he gently placed a hand on Amara's shoulder. His voice was calm, but it carried through the room with unmistakable weight. "Ladies and gentlemen, I was honored to explore this partnership. But tonight, I've been reminded that no amount of money is worth sacrificing dignity. The deal is off." The room froze. Gasps rippled across the hall like thunder. The Sterlings' smiles vanished in an instant, panic flickering in their eyes. "You can't be serious." The Sterling father barked, his confidence unraveling. "Do you realize what you're walking away from?" David looked down at Amara, who now raised her head with pride, her father's words shielding her like armor. Then he turned back to the room. "I'd rather teach my daughter to stand tall in the face of disrespect than teach her that silence buys comfort. Respect isn't negotiable. Not for $750 million, not for any price." For a long moment the hall was silent. Then, from the back of the room, applause began, slow, deliberate. Within seconds, it spread like wildfire. Executives, journalists, even competitors rose to their feet, clapping for a man who had chosen his daughter's worth over wealth. Tears welled in Amara's eyes as she whispered, "Daddy, they're clapping for us." David smiled, lifting her into his arms. "No, sweetheart. They're clapping for you." And in that moment, under the glow of the chandeliers, it wasn't a collapsed deal that defined the night, but a little girl's dignity protected by the man who loved her more than any empire.